Let's look back. It all started off like this. We all had reason. If you walked up to me and asked me if I had reason, I had reason, right? Inside my own square, inside my own circle, we all have reason. Thus, our circle lives amongst many other circles, so our reasons, whatever they are, okay, may have to be changed in order to live amongst the rest of us. That's the way it is. This is what life is all about. This is the truth of survival. This is what you actually have to do. You have to give up some of your civil liberties, okay, in order to let the others of their civil liberties free. Your civil liberties go up, their civil liberties go down. Their civil liberties go up, your civil liberties go down. This is based on just me and you. You know what I'm saying? You walk into my space, you say things that I don't want to say, but you say them. So you've stepped into my boundaries, and if you knew I didn't like it, why did you say it? But you didn't know I didn't like it, and that's why you said it, because you didn't care. You didn't care anymore who liked what. Okay, so if you keep up to date with what words we like and what words we hate, maybe we wouldn't have war around this world. Yes, 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 war is just like that. You know what I can't understand, but I'm a little bit confused about, even if the reserve, if the bankers have all the money, what does that give them a right to have the power of the army? Or is it only of money, saying, listen, this is a money deal, this is the way it is in Iran and across the globe, and unless you want security forever, just for ourselves, forget about anybody else. Because of course our own nation is going to jump against us in the middle. When they see what's at the end, we'll tell them this is what's at the end. Okay? We gather you up to your safety. Maybe they'll invade us. They'll invade you? By the time they start invading you, you see the first rocket in the air. Don't you hear the song and the flag of bombs bursting in air? That's when you'll know. And when that bomb is put down, the country who sent that bomb will be put down too. But to protect you and to go and war against everybody else, of course. If I had, listen to this, if I owned Planet X and you owned Planet Earth and you came and stuck your army in my planet, I'd knock you all out. And of course you'd come to me to come save your own army, when you should just take your own army out. No one would get killed. The armies are fighting because they see the money at the end of the line. Some of them are so screwed up, they're just old enough to drink, let alone be in the army. Don't you think it's easier to figure out about drinking than the army? You go drink, you get sick, you vomit, you just can't do anything right. You have an accident, you may hit prison, right? You see all the things drinking gave you in one night. But in the army, it's a slow ride. They ride you up. They show you the way. They show you the liberty. Has there been a rival of a Bible? Yes. The second Bible, okay, is to protect and help survive those like you. Army men, buddies, names and codes they give each other, so it makes them happy to connect with each other. They'll do anything for their safety and take anybody out in greed that has ruined the safety. But wait a second, we're fighting for America, aren't we? That's not the way it goes. In the mind it is. You are slowly trampled. Oh my God, if I defect from the army, do I go to jail? I signed a contract. But wait a second, every National League, Hockey League, Baseball League, they all sign contracts, and then they say, hey, screw this, I ain't going to camp. I want 9 million instead of 6. Well, when someone in the army does that, they put them in jail. What rights is that if the guy can't handle it no more? Put somebody in jail because they break a contract because with the federal government? Big deal who you break a contract with. You know what I'm saying? There should be some sort of penalty, of course, but it should be just a pay, something to do with money. He did it for money. He didn't do it for freedom. If you didn't pay him, he wouldn't have done it. So much for the freedom he's fighting. So if you don't pay him, he doesn't do it. Take it to court and look at it this way, my friends. The court system does not go 360 degrees. It goes the letter K, whoosh, right in front of you. It's whatever the judge sees, whatever the judge hears, whatever the judge smells, he detects. He detects upon what? Upon against a lawyer, against just an honest man, where they try to confuse them with words. I mean, you know how easy it is to get confused even with just a letter. You know, here's the letter G, but it could be a CT. You know what I'm saying? Even the initial CT, 23, beta creation, a number 23. Or it can be a CA. It can be a CIA. Do you know why? Because look, C, you make the 7 over here, you connect it with the I, which makes it look like the A, connecting it with the long line, CIA, all creating the letter G. Another thing I just found out is there's 2 different kinds of ones. There's the L corner queen one, because the L is the 12th letter, the 12th card, the queen in the deck. And there's the I, which is a short one, in which they call short line on Monopoly. Right. So things are, you know, confusion. And I mean, you can even look back, I mean, into the Army stripes. I don't know if I have it written down over here or in the first of these 3 pages, because the Army stripes actually create the story of Little Red Riding Hood. And isn't that funny that they just came up in the theater, another notion of Little Red Riding Hood? Maybe to you, you don't see anything or understand or can't follow me to where Little Red Riding Hood has to come to the movie where it contradicts or goes into explaining the war that's going on, the wolf, because the wolf reminds me of Little Red Riding Hood. It's whatever you can connect, broken telephone in their head. I play my own broken telephone. You can say telephone in red, and I can say, oh, the big bad wolf and Little Red Riding Hood, the big ears, the big teeth. Don't you know the big ears, the teeth, and all this, the elephant, the Dumbo ears? These are all explanations of an interior Bible, which are, believe it or not, what I seem to think they are the Latter-day Saints. No, can you hear me? The Latter-day Saints. The latter, the letter, the ladder of the letter of the Latter-day Saints. It's a way up and a snake ride down to find how that letter was created and where it's going, to understand when they come in the combination with each other and the combination whichever letter value to number they have in that scenario. Boom. Okay, so Little Red Riding Hood. I'm going to show you that other picture, I guess, at the end. Pretty screwed up, eh? Oh, I've been so slow and so behind lately. I haven't done a video for 2 days. I am like mixed up, and it happened a couple of days ago. And usually they say when the planet begins the stronger reverse that it's supposed to make because of the Mayan calendar, you're supposed to feel it in the head, and I'm feeling it. Now, don't forget the gravitational pull over time. As it pulls on a certain angle, it just releases. Poof! Haven't you seen a magnet? You turn it to a certain angle and poof, it turns all the way back. Well, that's the Earth. And the way I understand the way it's going to happen is they say it's like this. I never knew this like this, but in the center of the Earth, let's say there's a solid ball with life inside of it. You know what I'm saying? It's solid because it's got to protect the outer core for whatever inside the seed. It's not the outside of the seed that's going to have anything. It's the inside. The outside of the seed cracks in two. One brain and one brain. Then it goes zip. It turns around and goes up like the PBUNH. 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 Those are letters that twist around. But mostly it's the PB and D. Is there any other letter? Because the P, the PB, and well, the other, the small d, all are actually a seed turning around and going up. It's a growth. 1/6 spirit of the 2 world of the 4 angel. B, D, D, and B are decibels. Decibels is the life and spirit of delta beta. Decibels, sound, vibrations, all with vibrations. We're inside the Nintendo game. Nintendo game? We're in the Nintendo game. We're part of Dr. Mario or Mario Bros. Nintendo, 9, 10, female. What do you mean 9, 10, female? Nin, 9, 10, 10, perfection, female. Why female? Do, a deer, a female deer, ray, a drop. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you got to sing the songs. And wait a second. We have to put, so now we've got from Red Riding Hood down to Do, a deer. So anyways, now that I said that, that's the world. PBD, 16th letter, 18 and 4. 22 letters altogether. Letter V means life. 2 and 2 is 4, means love. Why does 2 and 2 and 4 mean love? Because the letter M, okay, Middle East, okay, Middle East. Why do they have the Middle East? Because it's not the center of the East, it's the middle of the East, okay? The center is inside the ocean, okay? M, the letter M in French means to like. Do you like me? Je t'aime. It means I like you. When they say je t'aime in French, TM, transmission of love. Transmission. Let me try and explain something and make myself clear. When I just take out a letter and say, hey, transmission of love, the first thing that came to my head was the most sensible thing. I've already used it before. I will always tend to change them. And one of the things that will happen as I change them, you will notice that after, if I do this for another 10 years, you will seem to say, wow, so many situations, this is bigger than the dictionary. Because this grows with everything that was precedent for it and everything that will create after it. And it will repeat itself in many categories. It has to. Round and round we go. Up from the bed and down into the hole at the end of life. What hole at the end of life? The body. Put into a hole. They try to save the bones. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, okay, I screwed around with you. And like I said, Nintendo, female deer, we're inside a game. We feel real because what actually it is, let me explain it to you, okay? If I take electricity and put it to your hand on one side and the other side, and I give you a zap, okay? It goes through you. It felt real. It was only electricity, but it felt real. It was real. It was a current that went through you and around you. It's the same thing in this game. But the electricity, let me finish with the electricity. The electricity, I don't know exactly the way it works, but some of them, they go around this way, and you can electronically weld something, and the weld keeps falling off. That's your life. But the life keeps coming out, and you keep on welding, and you keep on welding. And the life is transferred from here to here, from a holograph world into an electronic world. We're actually like holographs anyways in the electronic world, but we're not killed. We don't feel it. But what they did is, listen to this. We go to sleep on a bed, okay? They attach us with all kinds of wires. And every time somebody else, okay, in the room gets hit, it hits your wire and gives you the shock. So we're attached to the body that you see who I am, okay? I'm attached to another one like me in another world, okay? When I get shocked, okay, in this world, he doesn't feel it, I feel it. But if I retransfer my mind up to my angel's mind in the sky, he'll feel it and I won't feel it. That's what the Asian people do. They transfer the energy from one area to the other area. Don't ask me how it's done. I can just see it visually in my mind that it's. Can I tell you something? When you can visualize something, there's a good chance somehow in a way it can exist in some sort of world, even in ours. Okay? Anyways, the thing about love is this. The 2-letter, okay, the B that we just did PB and D with, right? The B, the 22, or the 4. 2 times 2 is 4. okay? 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So you can use this part. Your mind would represent to be 222. I'm going to explain to you how come. I'm even confusing myself sometimes. And, oh, hold on. You ever see the sign of peace? What I mean is, you see what happens here is this, okay, is the 6 area on your telephone. This is the 4 on your phone. This is the 2. This is the K letter, okay, or it shows how it's separate. Well, did I do it right? It shows how it separates the north side of your mind with the south side of your mind. You can't. You only use this area for your peripheral vision and hearing and everything. We're not this. We're just basically one side because we're this side and our angel is this side, or the angel is this side and we're this side. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's all on a different angle. It's all, you turn it around, okay? Anyways, so that would mean the singular world staying inside one digit because it must connect to the 2 spirit, okay? 2 times 2 is 4, by 2 is 8, creating to this line right here, the 8 heaven, because this is the value of 2. This is 4 area, 6 area. This is the 8 area. And this is the 4 area. 2 on your phone, 4 on your phone, 8 on your phone, 6 on your phone. 1 and 3 is where you connect. It took 222 to connect to 1 and 3 because this is the 1 on your phone, this is the 3 on your phone. Alpha, creation, communication. That would create, if I finish it off, it would create the X at the bottom because the bottom of man, okay, is 7 and 9. The gates, birth of the one spirit passage through the 5th gate. And the mind is over here, 2. 2 and 5, my friends. 2 and 5, life of 6, creates the L angle, 2, 5, 6, 2, 5. 2, 3, 6. That's man's creation. Beta world of 3 and 6. So I had, oh yes. Can you see this? Now try and really figure this out. This is the mind. This and this is a bar. This, okay, take a look at this. This is the letter Jack. Stops over here, okay, and there's a Jack over here. I completed the formation of this. At the same time, if you look at some decks of cards, the Jack, Queen, King will have something that looks like this on their head. It's a representation of the club family because the club is the mind. It's a club sandwich. Welcome to the Diamond Club, the spirit connection, the mind of all man, the female within many. If you don't think we're not connected to Neptune and Jupiter, Neptune and Venus, my friends, we are connected to every single planet. Whatever you see around you is created just for us to survive. Okay, it's an infiltration system of the elements that man needs to survive on this planet. At the same time, all the moons and stars, if you don't think there's a star in the sky that doesn't have an eye, a sty in the eye, well, let me tell you one, friends, if you think you have satellites and you've seen satellites, okay, those stars in the sky, okay, could be actually inside this. And you know what's inside this? Put a little cream, put a little milk, cream, milk, C and L, 3 by 4, opposites on a dice, perfect combination for communication and a spy satellite. We may be inside another planet. I mean, and it's known to many scientists that they really have never seen anything go more than 300 or 3,000 miles above the Earth. And I don't know about you, but 3,000 miles, that would be from my place to California. If I was looking into the sky and there was a plane 2 miles above the Earth, that plane would look to me like something like this. It'd be looking this big. So to see 3,000 miles above the Earth, To see 2 miles above the earth, that's to see my coffee in the sky. A balloon goes up 300 feet, you can't see it anymore. The clarity difference, separation between each level going up towards the sky. Like they said in one of the books, the sky might be guided. Our sky might be guided, just like they're keeping purposely the Africans hungry because they want to show the world this. They need to show us, to supplement our mind, to delusion us, to take us away from the real truth of what could happen, what is going to happen, what somebody's doing to us that we would never think. You would never think your mother and your father would want to take everything away from you. But I know the feeling. And that's what the governments want to do. But how in the world does the bank control the Federal Reserve? If it was me, I'd say, boom, tomorrow, for the next 3 days, this is what's going to happen in the money market. I need 3 days to think, and then we're going to continue. Maybe we'll change the money and make everything confederate. But what's the difference? You make it confederate. If you own all the gold and all the buildings, you still own everything. So now you really got to figure out how you can stop people from using their money. Well, it's only, do you know there's 20 people in the world? If you stop them from using your money, do you know that's it, $500 trillion spent, okay, by 10 people using your money. Oh my God. Anyways, yeah, so let me get back to this. So this is the club, okay? It's the Jack, the J and the G. You cannot see it. This is the fleur-de-lis. It is the gates and is the passage. It is the teardrop of one eye of one man, of God, the Holy Ghost, and the angel. See the pedestal here? It's almost like the Olympics, but they're even on each side. See the way they squeeze right in? And this is where thoughts come in. All these three. Here's the mind. Okay, now take a look at the center. Do you see it? I'm going to have to draw this because I don't think you see it, because this is what I've been talking about, and you'll find this anywhere. At the same time, it can look like a modified omega sign. At the same time, if you look at it, they're both mice. Okay, look, follow it. 7, 7. At the same time, okay, if this was designed just a little bit fatter, this would be a 5, and this would be a 2. 52. The Mayan calendar, 52-year cycle of the 2 mice. And anyways, this is the Mercedes sign, 120 degrees each, 8 hours. This is created by 2 dice split apart. What happens to these butterfly wings that most people don't see? And over here, the beetle casing, which all I do is almonize the body, which means puff it out. Okay, this here and this here, take a look at these darker lines, okay? Fold this down all the way to this, and they become one. It's open, they're out, they shut it, and this part become one. This is the railroad. This is the R and R. When you create an R, depending how you create it, it looks like this. But at the same time, the R creates the 1, the 2, and the 5. Okay. Did I tell you anything that's relevant in this life? Oh, maybe a little thing. Let's talk about something very, very small. You want to try something? I'm challenging the world to this. Okay. I am going to challenge the world. And I'm quite sure if I don't get 99% on this, okay, then people aren't going to be happy. Okay, listen to this. We're going to do it. We're going to do it only for 80 years starting today. 80 years, for the next 80 years starting today. Nobody has babies for the next 80 years. Nobody. There's 7 billion planets, 7 billion people on the planet. Nobody. That's it. You can have sex, no babies, just for 80 years. Just for 80 years. From this day on, every man, woman, and child cannot have a baby for 80 years. There's 7 billion people on this planet. Now, what I'm going to ask you is give me the answer. How many people are here in 85 years? How many people are here in 85 years? I don't hear anybody talking. I want to know, if we do not have any babies in 80 years, how many babies will be here or people will be here in 85 years? After billions of years of trying to create Homo sapien, how many babies will be here? We knock out the whole world. Not one man lives. In 100 years from now, if we do not have babies, not one baby, if no one has babies, in 100 years, no man lives. We are, what you can say, coexistent, because our spiritual mind will always live somewhere else. But this world is done. And if God sees this world, let me tell you one thing. Let me show you the wrath. This is the wrath of the world. Okay, do you want to see what the real wrath of the world is? The Armageddon, death of the world, is that if God sees the evil kill off all his subjects and there's only 500 million people left on the earth, my friends, the earth will begin again. He will flush those 500 million. How can 500 million, okay, deserve to live more than in any other 6.5 billion? At this point, there will be Armageddon. All those will see the wrath. We won't. If they start knocking us out and putting poisons in everything and whatever it is, for whatever level I say it, it doesn't matter. Something is always going on. Somebody knocked my door. Somebody's doing a survey. I got all kinds of email that I wanted nothing to do with. I sent nothing to no one and had 900 emails. What's going on? You want civil liberties of the nation? And I get 900 people trying to sell me something to make money? Is that better that they do that and suck a little money from everybody and they have a job and the government don't have to worry about them? But if the government stops them, all these hundreds of thousands of people who are doing this, whatever legal or illegal online, well, they're working, not on unemployment. So that's how keeping certain things legal keep people working. Certain things you can make illegal, like all this stuff that goes online. And then again, they're not all like that. Okay, so just drop it. Hold on. What? Hold on a second. I want to light my cigarette. I have a phone call. Hold on. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'm doing a video. Yeah, I haven't done in 2 days. I'm screwed up. There's so many things to do. I started finding new stuff in the months, January and stuff, and there's like 6 A's and 3 J's and for 3 different levels. And which level am I on? And does it only go by letter and all? Ron Paul? No, I haven't spoken about Ron Paul for a while. You know what? I'm just hoping they can watch and the people, you know what? The people, I mean, will get a little angry over Ron Paul because they know he's good and there's going to be a lot of them. We need, right, security, right. What about what? Who? CI what? The National Guard? The militiamen. National Guard. Who's the National Guard? Not the National Guard. Protect the First Amendment. USA. Protect the First Amendment. Yeah, Ron Paul's all about that, isn't he? Yeah, he's a cool dude. Too bad even if he gets in, he'll stay 4 years and then the whole thing will be screwed up again. And because, well, obviously 77 and 81, they'll screw him up. Don't worry. They'll put something in his soup. They'll give him a new, yeah, Ron Paul win the government. I can see it now. Ron Paul wins the government. See, he better have his wife cooking and nobody else. And she better lock every single order in spice. And all her kids have to lock it up and don't let anybody in the house. Yeah, they'll poison his food. Of course they will. He's too good. John Lennon too good. Elvis Presley too good. Michael Jackson too good. Michael Jordan too good. What about all the bad people taking steroids in sports? You think I give a shit? If they can all take steroids, then they'd all be the same. You know what I'm saying? If that's the way they are, and they won't be able to feel right every single game. You know what I'm saying? Well, just let them do what they want. Mind their own business. You're not screwing up the sport. You already see the team won 10 in a row. I mean, how big or small can the odds get? You know what I'm saying? Leave all this crap alone. Like, what's his release? Oh, yeah, caught a guy shooting up 898 shot. Some kind of steroid, yeah. Cost us $600,000 in the department just to name off a couple of guys who were hitting the baseball too far, too fast, too high. You know what I'm saying? They were like bodybuilding inside their steroid system. But it's okay for stem cells and MSGs. Yes, yes. Hold on a second. MSGs, Monsanto's steroids for the players are no good, but MSGs for Monsanto's is good. Come on, MSGs for Monsanto's is good, and steroids for the players in the sports is no good to enhance themselves, to do better than they can. Isn't that what it's all about? The winning, they're not cheating. They're just using the system for what you gave it. It's one of the elements. Because you mix one of the elements, you say it's steroids. No, it's your steroid, but it's his element of force. It's his element of force, because the steroids don't work half as much as what's inside your mind when it's in there. It's only because your mind puffs up that you puff up on the steroids. You know what I'm saying? It all goes together. It makes like those bubbles bigger, an extra place for energy to store. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm talking about. What do I need to know what I'm talking about? I know legality and the peace of legality and the understanding and the freedom of speech. Okay? Take surveys online, figure out, but come on, man. We got to figure out that we must stick together by at least 80% on everything. At least 80%. We must. We have no choice. Do you want to be my neighbor? You're my neighbor. You're my friend. You're my enemy. You're my worst enemy if you deceive me. And those who deceive you, who deceive those. And it's a long track. That's what's going on in the evil right now. It's always like that. And if it goes on in the good, it's only the deceit of the good, which is a not good at all, which is part of evil inside good. Good never deceives. Good wants the best. But good is not to the left. And good is not to the right. Me, Middle East, Central. Good is in the middle of the E world. A friend of mine asked me, he says, why Middle East? Because it's the middle of the E world. Me. M-E-M-A means to love in French. The Middle East, the Suez Canal, the Nile River. If you take a check on the left side of the Nile River, take a good check. There's like a Zorro sign in there, but also, if depending which screen you see on, a lot of them will have a spade. Body of the spade, mind of the club, spirit of the diamond, goodness of the heart. One is of the evil, one is of the life. Ron Paul is for the life of all of us. He's brought in 9,000 babies. Oh, that was a lie. He saved 1,000 men. Oh, that was a lie. He was in the army. He was great. That was a lie. He has green hair. Oh, that's the truth. Ron Paul does have green hair. I see where they're getting with this. Hold on a second. Ron Paul is too young, 38 years old, to go into this. Oh, that's the truth, too. Wait. Barry Soetoro is the American president. Oh, that's true. Barack Obama is also the American president. And that's true. Barack Obama was born in Hawaii. Now that's true, I think. The other candidates, Gitrich or whatever you want, you see his name? Gitrich? Don't you see? How do you name? I mean, God told us right away, if you put somebody in the seat of presidency with the name of Get Rich, I mean, what do you expect? Get rich. You get rich quick. And it's not only of the money. The connection inside another world is so powerful. You'll do anything for that last drug that brings the element within a notch higher. It's a drug. It's like gambling. It's like drinking. It's like any drug. The Illuminati's is like a drug. Okay? And that's why sometimes you'll see people's minds don't know which way to go. They're lost. Boom, bang, they're gone. Boom, bang, they're gone. And then there's others who retaliate. And they don't put up with that at all. Well, good. Since when does a good person have to retaliate? Normally, a good person doesn't have to retaliate. Don't forget, it's the re. We are the R of the me that makes the we of the nous in French, which means the us. Anyways, I think I bibbled and babbled a little bit extra here. I forgot to show you the other thing. There's so many things. I and O. I and O equals Q and X. I and I creates an X. This I and this I, okay, 9 and 9 is 18. I and I is 9 and 9. X is the 24th letter. I and I means the spirit I and the OI. The O and the I. Okay, it's pretty confusing, eh? Because the O and the I is the egg birth in this world over here. And that creates this X, because what happens, okay, is I'm going to try to, okay, which this line in the Z is here, this line in the N is here, which creates the X. If I take the I and the O, which created the X, and put it to these two lines here, the I and the O would go here, and it would say Zion over here. The X is the 24th letter, meaning 2 plus 4 is 6 man, 2 times 4 is the 8 heaven. Zion, man of the heaven. Zion, that's what the word means. And it also, I'm not sure if I showed you this, but I'm going to try and do it again if I could. Did you find it yet? Zion Sideways, 2012. The Z, the N and the Z are like twos. 2012. Now I'm ending it. I got a little off guard. Yes, I'm still with Ron Paul. Okay. I think that he just, I don't know, something's going on, because there should be everybody vote. Something's wrong. Maybe the system has to change. Maybe it shouldn't just be delegates, but of course you have to win states because you stand for the state, or at least it meant something before. Now what does it really mean? You know, if the state's inflicted with the federal government, they're going to vote for the other guy regardless. But then don't these guys have to get voted in? I mean, you have to be voted in by voted in, so you can't have everybody that's crooked. Raphael 7286. Be well.